Today's show is defended by Fellheimer Law Firm. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Season 2 of Tomahawk Talk. I'm Jake Green alongside Coach Gadbury. Coach, we've made it back for Season 2. Hey, how about it? We're back for Pontiac football. It's August, and we're ready for the gridiron.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like the summer flew by. Had a great summer. Teachers were back in school today and just ready to get things rolling here.
We'll tell you what, let's take a look at what our show is going to look at today. Friends of Pontiac Football golf outing, of course. A big reason this show even exists is the Friends of Pontiac Football. Well, it is the reason the show exists. We're going to take a look at the offseason that the Pontiac Indians had, take a look at the 2026 schedule, which, by the way, starts in like 2 days. Coal City and Pontiac. We'll talk about that game with Coal City and wrap up with a segment we're going to call the End Zone. It's almost like just a wrap up, collective thoughts as we move in to the end of the show there. So that's what today looks like. Coach, though, let's start with the Friends of Pontiac football golf outing. A pretty big fundraiser for the program. They give out scholarships. Again, talk a little bit about Friends of Pontiac football, the golf outing, and how that helps your program.
Yeah, I know it's been happening for a number of years. Friends of Pontiac Football does a tremendous job putting that on. Buck Caston, Mike Mays, Kim Martin, Coach Mick. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple of people, but they do a tremendous job of setting that up every year. Alumni are back, people from the community. Everybody that has passion for Pontiac football is they're able to get together in one location, have some fun. And then obviously it goes to a good cause, talk about scholarship money, helping us throughout the year, getting through the year and all of those things. So can't thank those people enough. They do a tremendous job getting that going. I didn't play very good this year at the outing, but I know people had a blast and just something to look forward to every year.
Yeah, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of clips in. I was out there before work one day, was able to get a little bit of B-roll, a little bit of clips of kind of the atmosphere, but we were also able to talk to Mike Mays, Reggie Kennedy, Kim Martin, and Kobe Para. We'll take a look at those as well as we get a little farther into this segment on the show. But, a lot of people that helped make that whole event work. And Coach, again, it's a very unique thing, I feel like, to where, again, you bring back those names of past, like Reggie Kennedy, for example, Mike Mays. You bring in alumni that are just fresh out to you, Santi Pinas, folks like that. It's a big mend. It's a big reunion, if you would, of the football program. But again, they do so much. They allow us to do this show to highlight our student athletes. And again, they give off a scholarship at the end of the year for those who qualify. So without further ado, how about this? Let's go straight in to listening to some of those interviews. Again, here's Mike Mays with Friends of Pontiac Football. Okay, I'm out here with Mike Mays at the Friends of Pontiac Football golf outing. Mike, the originator of the Friends of Pontiac Football outing, I just got to ask you, what made you start this? Why the golf outing?
This is year 17 now, so Coach Nick Vogt, the future Hall of Fame tennis coach, I always tell him that, him and I were at a football golf conference or whatever you want to call them, and we were saying how the program needs more money because, like, back then we had 3 levels and, like, the freshmen only had 6 footballs to use and the sophomores only got 6, and so Mick always stole all the good balls, so we'd have to run and go steal balls. So we needed more equipment. And then also the budgets were getting cut a little bit by the schools, so we thought, why don't we do something to make some money for the golf outing, and then how we were going to disperse it and all that good jazz. But the main purpose was to get a little bit extra funds for the football program, put a scholarship together for scholarship recipients, and mainly just to make a little bit more money for the program. It feels good. I know, we've given scholarships out to guys that became doctors and lawyers, and so in the long run, it's really paid off for their life, to make their life better in the future. Hopefully they'll give back, and I know some of them have given back already. But yeah, just trying to make things better for everybody. I don't know. I see a lot of our old players, my old players and stuff. So coaching for 20 years, and some of these guys come back, and now they've got their kids, and dads are playing, and that's one reason why we did it on Father's Day weekend, so dads and sons could play together and against each other, and so there's a lot of things, but over 17 years, we've had a pretty good run. I'd tell them taking one game at a time, one play at a time, and raise your expectations. Don't lower your expectations. It's just like back in the day, it was, what do we preach? Stance and starts, first steps. It's the same way here. Your first step, get better every day. Taking one game at a time. Don't look at the long range stuff. Look at game one.
How about it, Mike Mays? Always, Mike's a joy to be around, Coach, isn't he?
Great guy. Yeah, Mike's always been good to us, takes care of us. A huge fan of Pontiac football, and can't thank him enough for his support.
Well, he does so much for us. Hey, without further ado, let's go back to one of the legends of Pontiac football, Reggie Kennedy. We're going to see Kim Martin and Kobe Parra as well. Here are some faces of Friends of Pontiac football.
I'm here with Reggie Kennedy of the Friends of Pontiac Football golf outing. Reggie, you led the Pontiac Indians to a state championship in your time. The program had a one playoff win season, times of maybe curiosity, and then toward the end of your tenure there at Pontiac, you go to a state championship, Mr. All-State, Player of the Year, all the accolades with that. But what was it like to lead Pontiac Township High School to a state championship?
It was pretty surreal. It's one of those things that you look back now and you kind of appreciate it. I've been involved with some coaching after the fact and realizing how difficult it is to put together a season like that and to be able to win a lot of close games and have that fellowship on the team was pretty amazing. It's a bond that I wish was tighter these days. But everybody moves on in their life and they move farther away and life happens. But there's definitely great memories when I think back of all the fun we had in the games we played and, the preparation and the excitement afterwards, right? Like those are the things that I remember most. Trust the process, do the little things, right? It's those small things it's the, those practice times where you don't want to be there or the summer activities where your minds are in other places. You really have to lock in and put the time in. It's not an easy transition to make, but it's doable, right? In high school football, it's very doable to put a thing together that's important to you and the community, right? And get those people on board and enjoy it, right? It's about the excitement and just make some memories, right? And be part of it. I've been friends with Buck for quite a while. We were talking earlier. I coached him in Peter League because he's my brother's age, and he's a big part of that, and the things that they do for the football program, because the things that are provided to football teams is not cheap, and it is hard for schools to be able to put that money forward. It's great to have an organization that is taking care of those things to give you the best equipment, the best opportunities to have a successful season. I'm just happy that I could make it. Usually I'm following my son around for travel baseball, but we had this weekend off, which was great, and I get to see a lot of old friends, and I love coming down here and playing this course. I try to get down here 3 or 4 times a summer just to enjoy the time and always run into, no matter what I'm doing, I can run into somebody I know here that from 20, 30 years ago, and it's just great to see him and catch up.
Today I'm here with Kim Martin at the Friends of Pontiac Football golf outing. Kim, all your hard work builds up into one day, it seems like today in June. The Friends of Pontiac Football golf outing, right? You do a lot of work for the organization, but what does this day mean to you to be out here at Wolf Creek?
Okay, I think today, what I love the most about today is that we have coaches out here, we have former football players out here, and it's so great just to see everybody coming all together again and just having a day of fun. It is such a fun day. Oh gosh, it started clear back in JFL. From the beginning, I was involved on the board of directors as the treasurer and team mom. So I have basically come all the way up with my boys through football, through JFL, then through high school. In high school, I was the team mom organizing the meals and fundraisers and the after game meals. We did all of that. So, and then got pulled into the golf outing and now still being part of the golf outing to still continue to raise money for both programs. I just love being part of the whole program. I just love everything about it. I love football. I love all the kids coming through of it. I have so many bonus kids out of this it just warms my heart as I see all these kids coming back through and still continuing to support the program. Okay, as a mom, I'm gonna say have fun, enjoy every minute of it. You're working so hard, but don't forget to have those fun moments. And then I'm going to steal from Coach Pete, who was here earlier, and he dropped off his donation. He wrote on the outside of the envelope, the motto for this year is going to be, "The time is now." So that's what I'm going to take away as for this year is the time is now.
I'm here with Kobe Parra at the Friends of Pontiac Football golf outing. Kobe, today kind of a cool day for you. You get to come back and see some friends of your times in high school, but also, guys from times past as well. Kind of get to share the land with football legends just like yourself here at Pontiac. First and foremost, though, what did Pontiac football mean to you during your time at Pontiac?
It's like kind of sounds like brotherhood. You got a lot of friends. Everyone kind of treated each other with respect. Go to home, a lot of fun, and it's great times. Having my mom around all the time was pretty nice because always had expectations to be good and around, and had to do good, and everybody knew me just because I'm around her. And it was just awesome to have that love and support around me 100% of the time. Her dedication is 100% there all the time. Never wavers. She's always there. She will help anyone and everyone. Doesn't matter who it is. Don't take your high school for granted. Anything you want to do later in the future, it starts now. There's plenty of things that you guys don't want to have to look back on and regret.
Welcome back in from break here again. A big thank you to all of our sponsors you just saw there. Coach, it's year number 4. I can't believe it. It makes me feel old that you're on year 4 already. You've had another off season, gearing up again for the gridiron this fall. Run me through some quick highlights. I know you guys have been busy in the community, in the weight room, all sorts of things going on for Pontiac football this off season.
Yeah, going into year 4, kind of that off season has been huge for us the past couple of years, and I feel like we've continued to get better at what we do in the off season. We started June 3rd in the weight room, 4 days a week. Going into our second year of the Summer Tribes Challenge. What that is we pick 8 captains at the beginning of the summer. They draft their team. We kind of have a draft day. And then there's a way that you can score points throughout the summer, whether it be community service. We're always tracking attendance. We're competing every single day, whether it be in the weight room or on the field. We're geared up and ready to go for year 4. Got a very experienced group, a group that's been with me now for 4 years. These seniors have been with me for 4 years. So, just really excited about them. It's a special group to me. And just proud of the work that they've put in this summer and leading up to week 1.
Talk about some of those seniors that are leading your program going into year 4.
Yeah, I mean, some big names, obviously, Josh Hartkey, does a really good job for us. Ben Melcher's had a great offseason. Cesar Gutierrez is a guy that's really stood out. I could continue to name a bunch of them. Donovan Curry, TJ Murphy. We're very senior heavy this year. We've got about 16 seniors that we're going to rely on and expect to lead this group and really set the tone. And I thought that they, did a really good job of that this off season. We had 5 guys in the 1,000-pound club last year. This year we have 13. So we take what we do in the weight room very seriously. I truly believe that's where you build your culture. That's where you fight through some adversity. And then always, physically getting better, bigger, faster, stronger. And, really proud of what those guys did in the weight room this year. But, I think one thing that stands out is what we do to, within the community. I'm really big on giving back and being leaders in the community as well. We finished the summer with 174 hours of community service, which
Wow.
is about 20 more hours than we had last year. So very proud of our guys getting into the community, helping the youth, helping at church groups, whatever it might be, just giving back to those that support us on Friday nights.
I love it. I love it. Again, you help build that culture too with the community by bringing your program to the community, right? Like you continue to draw that two-way street between the folks that support you, and if you can support them, I'm huge on that. I love it so much. When you said 174 hours, I mean, blown away. It's awesome to see a high school program be that dedicated, not only to the practice field and to getting better in the sport, but to also, in the community as well. Coach, I think you've been at school too long. Your lights have gone out.
Yeah, when you sit too long in this chair and watch all this film and get ready for practice tomorrow, the lights will turn off on me. So I don't know if we want to send it to a break. I'll get this baby going back again, but yeah, I spend too much time in this office.
That's all right. He's gearing up for the gridiron, and we're going to talk about everything he's gearing up for after we thank some of our marketing partners when we come back. Tomahawk Talk, Season 2, Episode 1, brought to you by Fellheimer Law Firm. We'll be back here after the break. Welcome back again, Season 2, Episode 1. A big thank you to Fellheimer Law Firm, the feature sponsor of today's show, and all of our other great sponsors and supporters. And speaking of two supporters, Coach, Mark Meyer and Tim, we miss them in this episode. You will see Mark Meyer and Tim throughout the season on Tomahawk Talk. Those familiar faces will be back in this call sooner than later. Coach, of course, we love Mark and Tim.
Yeah, love those guys. Two great guys, two huge supporters. Look forward to getting them back on the show here down the road, but excited to get year 4 going.
Tell you what, your year 4, let's take a look at it. How about that? Look at our production. We have a picture of Williamson over here to your left. If you're watching there at home, look at that whole schedule. I mean, the Illini Prairie Conference, Coach. It's loaded. It's front to back. There's not a off week, if you would. There's not an easier week. Granted, St. Thomas More plays 8-man, right? So you have to fill that non-conference game. Week 1, Coal City, no slouch either. They finished 9-3 last year, went to the quarterfinals. Coming up there from I believe it's the Illinois Central 8, right? They play teams like Wilmington. I mean, powerhouses like that. You start off the gate with Coal City there. You work down Prairie Central week 2. You're going rivalry right away. That's at Prairie Central. PBL, IVC, Tolono, your alma mater. That's only the left side of the graphic, Coach. And then you roll into Rantoul, Monticello, Central Catholic, St. Joseph at home on senior night, and then week 1, IHSA playoffs. I love that is built into the graphic. Hey, 1023, save it. Pontiac, hey, IHSA playoffs. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a goal. You've seen some of those changes in IHSA, add more teams to the playoffs. This group is hungry to play a 10th game, and we've kind of built that in throughout off season and leading up to week 1 and leading up to the start of fall here, and making sure that those guys understand that that's a goal, and that's a goal that they've set, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we're reaching that goal.
As you take a look at that graphic over there, again, you look at all of those teams, notably, right? Tolono, Monticello, Coal City, we'll throw them in there as well. You have St. Joe with an Oregon recruit. Am I right? Right? He committed to Oregon, I think, one of the linemen down there.
Yeah, you've got a number of Division I recruits in the conference this year. I know St. Joe's got an offensive tackle that's committed to Oregon. Central Catholic's got a linebacker that's committed to Michigan State. I believe they got a tight end that's going to Illinois State. So yeah, like you said, there's no break in the schedule. We're playing Coal City for the second year in a row as our non-conference game. For me, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best, and get through the season battle tested. And I feel like if we can take care of business throughout the year and stay healthy and get into that first round of the playoffs, I think we'll be ready to take anybody on.
It's that iron sharpens iron mentality. You can't play the best if you don't compete with the best. Again, you got to have that loaded schedule, and of course, the conference gifts you 8 of the 9 already, and then you pick up, another sharpening game to open up the year, and that's at Williamson Field this year. So but again, in just a couple of days, as this episode drops, Coal City, Williamson Field, right there, you can see the end zone. The Indians are going to be there. Before we take a look, though, at the end zone of the segment of this show, we are going to look at Coal City in the preview of the Kohlers when they come to town here in just a couple of days. Before we do, though, we're going to thank our marketing partners that help make this show possible, all of our great supporters, and we'll be back with Season 2, Episode 1 of Tomahawk Talk, brought to you by Fellheimer Law Firm. Welcome back once again, Season 2, Episode 1, Fellheimer Law Firm. Big thank you to all the folks at Fellheimer Law Firm, and of course, all of our other great sponsors, as you saw there in that last break. Coach, we just took a look at the schedule in Williamson, and in just a couple of days, Friday night, the lights come on at Williamson. It's a home opener to start the year. You have a tough competition slated with Coal City. The Kohlers come to town, whether it's basketball, wrestling, football. Coal City is always a physical, really tough, really just a school to play, right? You talk about fan bases, players. It's that atmosphere that you got to be ready to go to war when the Kohlers are in town, or you go up to their place for sure. I know last year, of course, they're one of the stadiums that have the lights that go when they score a touchdown. It's all that intimidation factor. But hey, we get them at home at Williamson in just a couple of days, and I know you're ready for it.
Yeah, we're excited. Obviously, it's a physical group. It's a good football team. They've got a quarterback and a running back returning this year. I believe the running back's committed to Cornell, so another really good player that we'll see. And they're big and physical up front. So again, we'll figure out where we're at right off the bat. We did the same thing last year. It's going to be really important to go into this one and execute, take care of the football, control the clock. Create big plays on both sides of the ball, and see if we can't make a couple of plays in the special team side of things. But again, they're well coached. We're prepared for them. We've kind of been looking at them all off season, and just excited to see our first test here as we get going.
Is there a difference between opening your season on the road and at home? I mean, surely there is, right? Like, there's just more. I don't know the words to really describe it, but kind of an energy. You know that you're starting at home. You don't have to do the bus ride. There's not those extra little things that go into it. Kind of helps you be just a tad bit more prepared, if you would, right?
Yeah, you don't have the travel. You can set up day before and have everything prepared for Friday. Yeah, but again, we're the type of group that we'll play anybody anywhere, and we're always ready to go. And I think that's one thing about this group this year is they're not scared. We've kind of played a little bit timid the last few years, at least since I've been here, and I think we're to a point physically, mentally, where we're ready to take on some of these really tough opponents in our conference. And then, like you said, a tough non-conference opponent open up the season at home against Coal City. But really excited to go here in a couple of days.
So talk about, right, you have a couple of different position changes. You graduate some, different guys shift around. What can the fans watching this show expect to see in a couple of nights? Josh Hartke under center, if I'm not mistaken, right? So you have a new quarterback, had some varsity experience before, but now, right, the keys to the castle for Hartke. Talk about some other moving bits and pieces that you kind of keep your eye on. You see your returner like Melchers, right? Can you talk a little bit about your personnel and what the fans can expect come Friday?
Yeah, I think starting up front with our offensive line, we've got quite a bit more experience this year than we did starting last year. I think that that's huge. I'm a firm believer in the games are won and lost up front. So guys like Donovan Curry, T.J. Murphy, Aiden Prendergast, Jamar Ramey, we're going to have to really lean on those guys to see production offensively. But yeah, like you mentioned, a new guy kind of calling the shots at quarterback. Josh played a number of downs for us last year. Started a game against Rantoul. He got 2 series in that game, 2 touchdown drives. I think the best thing that he does is command our offense. He's tremendous in the huddle, communicates very well, and he's just a good leader, tough kid. And then he's got some weapons around him to distribute the football to. Guys like Ben Melchers. Cesar Gutierrez is going to play a little bit more offensively for us this year. Amazing King, Evan Tracy on the perimeter. And then, you saw late last year, Jaden Reed, who was a sophomore. He'll be a junior this year, really come on. I think he finished the last 5 games, had 3 games over 100 yards carrying the football. So, again, we're going to try and spread the love. We're going to try and make you defend all of our skill guys and worry about all of our skill guys. But like I said, I think up front, on both sides of the ball is going to be extremely important for us in stopping the run, establishing a run, and then taking care of business from there. Defensively, we've had some guys really step up. Really excited about Logan Mackinson going into the year. Finished the season with 4 sacks last year. Ben Melchers is going to play a lot of defense for us. Probably not going to come off the field very often. And then we've got a lot of speed on the back end. Where we feel confident that we can run with the receivers in this league, keep the ball in front of us, make teams march down the field and snap the ball again. And again, just senior heavy group of guys that are really excited. And if there's one guy that I am missing, it's Aiden Prendergast defensively. He's kind of a guy that brings that spark for us, guy that pressures, tackles very well. So again, there's a number of guys that I could bring up. Really excited about both sides of the football, and then continuing to take steps in the special teams game. Right? How can we win in the third phase of the game? So excited about where we're at. Excited about where we're going, and just excited to watch our guys play on Friday.
Well, I can't wait to watch it either. I will be in Pontiac this Friday. Before we get to the end, we're going to take one quick break and come back with the end zone and finish everything up for show number 1 here right after we thank some of our sponsors. Today's show is defended by Fellheimer Law Firm. And welcome back from our final break of episode number 1. Coach, tell you what, last year we did, every 3 weeks or so, kind of a check-in. Hey, things are going well, things aren't going well. Here's this, here's that. And we kind of got out, right? We had a big powwow, 45 minutes every 3 weeks or so. They were big chunks, a lot to all take in. Well, myself, Buck Casson, Friends of Pontiac Football, we sat down and we said, hey, if we're going to do this again, which we should, we really enjoy doing this, we should maybe reinvent the wheel just a tad. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to pull this right back up one more time. See the schedule here to the left of your screen? Every week this year, that's right, every week, Coach, we will meet, and whether you like that or not, you're going to have to do it. Hey, no, me and Coach are going to talk every week. We'll have Mark and Tim hop in, I'm sure, and who knows who else may join. Maybe we'll have some special guests here and there, but for every week, you can expect a show Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Wednesdays at 6 p.m., you will see a show every single week. So after the Kohlers, we'll look at the Kohler game and then preview Prairie Central and so on down the line every week of the season. And when the Indians go to the playoffs in October, we'll continue that until the Indians march themselves all the way down. So, Coach, here we are in the end zone segment, kind of a new segment to wrap up. Final thoughts, if you would. What do you have to say here as we wrap up show number 1, heading into week number 1 of Pontiac football?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I'm really proud of our kids. It's a fun group to coach, a group that's really shown the buy-in and the leadership that we're looking for. Excited to watch them play, excited to watch them grow throughout the season and continue to get better. We've got good kids here, and I love being around them. I love building relationships with them. So just really excited for this group to kind of show what they're made of and get things going. And then secondly, our community. I moved here about 4.5 years ago. Moved myself, picked up, took a shot and really fell in love with this place. And there's great people here. People that support the football program, people that are dying to see us be successful again. And I take a lot of pride in leading that charge. And I've got tremendous coaches around me. Coach Josh Meisner, Coach Ryan Abraham, Coach Matt Starker. We added a new face this year, Coach Kurt Fritschman, who played college ball and actually played overseas for a couple of years. Coach Kevin Dyke, Coach Fernando Daly, Coach Durham, an alum of the program, Coach Riley Cole. So again, just continuing to build this thing, continuing to push on and know that we're here for the long run. We're excited to continue to watch ourselves develop, and that can't happen without the kids, without the community, and without the great staff that I have around me.
Kids, coaches, community, no doubt about it. Friday night at Williamson. Tell you what, there's some guarantees. Fritz Pagel, Pigskin, Friday Night Lights. What more can you say about Pontiac football, right?
Yeah, I mean, don't forget about the pork chops. Right?
No, oh yes, of course. How could I forget?
But yeah, Fritz is back on the chains again this fall, and the lights will be bright here come Friday night. And again, just really excited to get back going.
I'll be up in the booth with Tim Scott, live on the Ion Central, Illinois. Can't wait for it. I haven't been to Williamson for a football contest. Honestly, I don't think I made it last year for one. Maybe one last year, but as life gets busy and as you grow up, tell you what, it just things get in the way, things get busy, but always a pleasure to come home, and it's always special. I'm getting chills actually talking about walking back into Williamson. I think it's because you said pork chop. I'm excited to get one of those from the
Right.
Chop House and see all the familiar faces, see all the folks, and see Pontiac take on the Kohlers here in just a couple of nights, Coach.
Yeah, we're excited. Come on out. It's going to be a fun time. A little unique. Week one, we open with our freshman game at 5. So you kind of get an idea of what our freshman group looks like. Very talented group, group that bought in from the jump. Excited about the future of the program with those guys. So come out, support our freshmen at 5. And then the varsity guys will take the field as soon as that game's wrapped up, and we'll be ready to go 1-0.
Bring your blanket, get a pork chop sandwich, sit down, and enjoy the guys on the gridiron. Coach Gadbury, season 4. Can't wait to see it. Again, I'm Jake Green, alongside his coach, Zach Gadbury, head coach of the Pontiac football program here. And tell you what, every week, we'll see you next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Coach, buckle up. You're going to see me every week starting from now until the end of the season, until the end of October. I can't wait. You can't wait. I know it. Pontiac football, a couple of days. I'm amped up for it. Thank you all for watching again. Season 2, Episode 1 of Tomahawk Talk. Did you notice we had a new logo? I'll put it in right after this. We're stepping up in the world, Coach. Every week, new logo. I love it. We'll see everyone again. Big thank you to Fellheimer Law Firm. We'll see everyone next week, 6 p.m. But first, we'll see you, of course, this Friday night. Pontiac, Coal City, Williamson Field, 7 p.m. Freshman at 5. We'll see everyone next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jake.
Hey, thanks Jake.